All right, what's going on, everybody? This Tuesday night, the Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. This is an Iceman's wrestling commentary, and I am really appalled by the fact that on last night's Raw, there was no Brock Lesnar, there was no Paul Heyman. I do understand the WWE decided to scrap Paul Heyman on Raw last night because they really don't know what direction they're going to put Lesnar in for Hell in a Cell. I thought at the end of Night of Champions, I thought the answer was right there in front of everybody's faces. I thought it was going to be a John Cena, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight title. Apparently, the WWE really right now has no plans in doing so. So, in my eyes, why did they put Seth Rollins in at the end of the match? The only thing I can think of is they did not want John Cena to get pinned outright by Lesnar a second time in a row. Obviously, they weren't going to give the belt to John Cena, so all they could come up with was have Cena lose by uh, interference or disqualification, which they chose the interference route, which, yeah, it's okay, but it led into a great storyline for Hell in the Cell, and I don't know why the bookers and the writers and Vince McMahon or whoever, really, obviously, we know Vince has the last say, why this isn't happening. I don't get it. Last night's Raw seeing John Cena and Randy Orton wrestle once again to me made no sense at all. Um, I could see Ambrose facing Randy Orton last night and possibly, you know, um, getting into a major feud with Randy Orton. That to me would make sense because what they could do basically is Ambrose going after Rollins, Orton stepping in the way, and that creating a feud for Dean Ambrose in the upcoming months. But the WWE decided, apparently last night they were changing the script as the show was going on, much like in the old WCW days, because they did that a real lot. But to not have the champion on last night to me was totally appalling. And this is part of the reason why I didn't want Lesnar as champion in the WWE. Just for the simple fact is the man does not want to work the shows. He wants the big payday. He wants all the glory that goes with being the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but he doesn't really want to earn his pay. Not to say that he didn't earn his pay at Night of Champions because him and John Cena, the match started off slow. It was dominated by Brock Lesnar until probably a little after midway of the match where John Cena started putting offense on Lesnar, and John Cena really put it to Brock Lesnar, and John Cena by no means at all should be ashamed of his match with Lesnar because he proved that he can take it and give it to Lesnar, as we saw in Extreme Rules 2012. But for them not even to even suggest any type of new feuds going in for Hell in a Cell leads me to believe that the WWE is up in the air about pretty much everything. And that's pretty sad these days because it was never like that in the past and even in the recent past. I mean, WWE always pretty much booked things well in advance. And, people are going to say, well, Daniel Bryan's not being around. Well, that has nothing to do with it. Because even if Daniel Bryan was around, I don't think things would be any much different. You got to understand, we have Lesnar, we have Cena, we have Orton, we have Rollins, we have Roman Reigns. Uh, these are the main guys, and we can include Kane in this as well. These are the main guys that are involved in the main event. Now, you have Sheamus as U.S. champion. You have Dolph Ziggler as the Intercontinental champion. Both Sheamus and Ziggler, both WWE champions or WWE world champions at one time or another. These guys were involved in the main events. So why aren't they getting them involved now? Because you can pair up different people now if you throw Sheamus and Ziggler into the mix. Granted, it's two faces going into the mix. Well, then maybe turn one of them heel. You know, they've both been heel before, but you need to add into that group of guys that are only involved in the main event. And then you bring up NXT stars, you get them going towards the mid card level status. And then what about Rusev? Rusev has beaten, you know, Mark Henry, a former world champion. Rusev has beaten Jack Swagger, a former world champion. Some will say, well, we don't want to put Rusev into the main event mix. It's too early. We've been hearing it's too early for everybody. We've heard it's too early for Rollins. We've heard it's too early for Reigns. We've heard it's too early for Dean Ambrose. Right now, Dean Ambrose is the most charismatic, and he is one of the guys on the WWE roster. When he's in that ring, he grabs your attention. This is one guy in the WWE that, in my eyes, he's the guy really to focus on. But the WWE chooses to do other things in other ways, and and I don't understand it. I've been following wrestling for many, many years, and when you see somebody that takes off like Dean Ambrose, you go with the flow. Like they did with Daniel Bryan. They went with the flow. And they put up a lot of obstacles with Daniel Bryan, and all it did was make him more popular. And they can do the same thing with Dean Ambrose. Put up obstacles in his way. Dean Ambrose is only going to get more popular and more popular as long as he keeps going the way he's going. I think Dean Ambrose, as a face, and being reckless as he is, one of those guys that sort of lose it every now and then, is what the WWE needs right now. But it's just, all in all, the whole, I'm trying to, just go with the flow of the WWE. But how can you go with the flow when the WWE doesn't even know what they're really doing? And it's pretty obvious that they don't, because when you're changing scripts, right as things are going on a Monday Night Raw, there's some issues somewhere along the line. So they need to just take a step back, get their act back together. You're having trouble with the booking team, get somebody new in there. It's not rocket science. I mean, any one of us fans, realistically, that have any kind of intelligence whatsoever, could book a Monday Night Raw and make it a great show, without a doubt, because us fans know what we want to see. And why can't the bookers in the WWE do that as well? So I'm hoping, I'm praying, things change in the near future. And please, whether it be on Main Event or whether it be on SmackDown, or it's got to be at least starting on Monday night next week, they need to start booking for Hell in a Cell, start building up these feuds to make people want to see these guys wrestle each other in the ring. I don't want to see The Miz and Ziggler again. I don't want to see Sheamus and Cesaro again. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to see Ambrose and Rollins again. I just don't. And as far as Cena and Orton go, you guys all know the answer to that. So I think the best bet for Hell in a Cell, Cena, Rollins, and Lesnar in a triple threat match to main event. I think that's the way to go. I think that would be a phenomenal match, and it just totally makes sense. Why can't the WWE make sense? This is the Iceman on this Tuesday night on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. This is my commentary for the night. Everybody, have yourself a great night, and we'll see you all next time.